Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Pulaski County Fiscal Court. We've got our Master at Wieldon's with us virtually today, so welcome to court, Jimmy. Hope you're feeling better. As is customary, we like to open our meetings with the Pledge of Allegiance, and today I've asked a friend of mine, Sheila Eaton, if she's here today on behalf of Over My Head Shelter, but I've asked her if she'd be so kind to open us in the Pledge of Allegiance. If we'd all please stand.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Sheila. Okay, we'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. First item on the agenda is the approval of our minutes from our previous meeting, which you all received a copy of. Would there be any changes or additions? Or if not, we'd entertain a motion to accept as presented.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Wilson and a second by Ranshaw. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We've got one item in old business to bring up. As you know, last two meetings, we've dealt with the issue of park security, and court voted to allow us to contract, and I went ahead and made a contract with park security, but it seems like in doing so, we kind of maybe jumped the gun a little bit, and I'm all about just trying to make our park safer and trying to make families feel welcome there, and so my intent was certainly good, but apparently we've got some issues with the way we're doing this, so I would like to ask the court. We entered into a contract basically for a year with Chris Lyons to be our park security, and we were working on a second one. But in the contract, it says, either party can cancel with 30-day notice. So we are under contract, but I would like to ask the court to allow me to go in and give a 30-day notice to cancel that contract. We'll try to back up and figure it out. Sometimes even the NFL champion football team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, had to back up punt a couple times. So we'll do that and try to figure out the best way going forward. I've talked with the sheriff this week and got some ideas from him. Talked with a few of the magistrates to find out what they would like to see. So we'll find out a better solution. But I'd like to ask the court for permission to cancel that contract with Officer Lyons.
Second.
We have a motion by Strunk and a second by Turpin. Have any further discussion?
I just want to say thank you for relooking at the whole situation.
We're all in this together. We're trying to do the right thing.
And yeah, that's what we're all trying to do. So.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. In new business, we've got a couple resolutions here, one for Western Pulaski Water and one for Southeast Water, where they're wanting to do some work in our right-of-ways. You all have seen those resolutions. First one, actually, Western Pulaski Water is wanting to install water lines. It says, as outlined in accordance with the Fishing Creek Area Water System Improvements Project, funded by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. So I would like to seek the court's permission to sign this resolution supporting that.
Motion.
Motion by Turpin, I think. Second.
Second.
Ranshaw. We have any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And then similar situation with Southeast Pulaski Water District, or Association rather, typo there. To utilize Pulaski County road system right-of-way to install water-powered generators, and that will be down along the Blue John Road area down in 5th District.
Motion. Second.
We have a motion by Strunk and a second by Wilson. Do we have any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And then next, we have our Lake Cumberland Health Department is here to present their taxing rates to the court for the coming year.
Hi, I'm Bridget Bender from the Health Department. I'm just here to present the tax rate. It's the same as it's always been. It's a 3 cents per hundred of the assessed value. And it hasn't changed from the previous years.
You all have any questions for Ms. Bender? Just let the minutes reflect then that we were presented with the tax rates from the Health Department. How's everything going over there?
Pretty good.
Everybody ready for this spike that we're seeing?
Yeah,
COVID?
ready as we ever be. Kind of busy right now with school, so, with the shops.
All right, well, we appreciate all the hard work you put in. If there's anything you need from us, just let us know.
All right, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then, in a similar manner here, we'll ask Charlotte Keeney from the library to come and present their taxing rates for the year.
Good morning. Thanks for letting me come and present today. I know it was short notice because we just had our board meeting yesterday. We're going to take the compensating rate, and that rate this year is the exact same as it was last year.
Good deal. Thank you.
Any questions for Ms. Keeney? Let the minutes reflect that we were presented with the tax rates for the 2021-22 year. All right, thank you, Charlotte.
Thank you.
Okay, next in, some big news, hopefully. Of course, last meeting I had asked to do a request for proposal for a broadband grant for Pulaski County. We did have one proposal that was submitted, and that was from Windstream Communications. You all have a copy of their proposal in front of you. You can see, if you look at that, they are proposing to put fiber to the home in 4,000 residences here in Pulaski County. And if you look at the map, it's in a lot of those areas that we have unserved or underserved areas. It's going to be big news for distance learning, for telehealth, for everything that has to happen on the internet, nowadays requires high-speed internet, and this will really help our residents a lot if we can get this grant. So what I would need today is permission to apply for the grant with Windstream as our partner.
Motion.
Second.
A motion by Ranshaw and a second by Turpin. Is there any further discussion?
I do. Is this going to cover every resident now in Pulaski County?
No, if you've got a copy of the map,
Yeah,
don't
I got
you?
a copy of the map.
So you'll see they've basically, in the heart of the county, there's pretty much good coverage in those areas. So these will be underserved and unserved areas. I don't think it will reach all the homes, but it's going to be 4,000 homes whenever they get this built out. So it's going to help a lot. And then, we've talked about in the past about doing some towers that would also allow us to do Wi-Fi. And I've talked with Rick Haynes this week about the possibility of pursuing a grant for tower construction. And I think the monies are available right now if we can pursue that. So we might be able to do a solution where we get this fiber to the home and then find areas to put towers where the coverage is not so good. And mainly from his perspective, it's for radio coverage for all the first responders to be able to communicate wherever they go in the county. But I think we can kill two birds with one stone and put them in areas where the Wi-Fi is spotty, and that will allow some of our local providers the ability to reach these last mile situations with Wi-Fi. So I feel pretty good about being able to get the majority of the county covered. Hopefully within the next 18 months, we'll see this come to fruition.
So this would help cover, I know there's a problem with farmers being able to access Wi-Fi while they're on the farm and out in the fields and all that. This would help with that then.
Well, this will be to their home. So if they've got Wi-Fi at their home, from this connection, Wi-Fi only reaches so far wherever you go. So if they get outside the range, they still have that trouble of using it while they're in the field or while they're on the farm. But if they're in their home, this should be to their home. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And they will know that before the end of the year, this year, whether we get the grant or not.
Yes, the deadline to present this, I believe, is the 17th. So we've got a lot of work to do this week to get it ready, but I think that we will know by the end of September, maybe, is what I was told.
Great. Yeah.
But we should know within a month or so if we were selected. Just keep our fingers crossed and hope that we're one of the recipients. Next, then we'll get into our department reports. At the road department, I've got a request for 3,000 tons of rock.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Wilson, second by Strunk. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Also, I've got a request for 500 tons of hot mix.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Strunk, second by Wilson. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, and then finally, our road work request. I've got a copy of those. Was there a speed limit change on? I didn't see that. If not, we'll entertain a motion to accept the road work request as a whole.
Motion.
3 motions. We have a motion by Wilson, second by Ranshaw. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Sheriff, would you like to speak any more to this? You're on the agenda if you'd like to.
I would just like to say that, excuse me, if the court in the future decides to add extra security down at the park, I'll be happy to work with you in any way that I can. And
Can we do it about like you do the hospital, just contract for your guys that's off duty to come?
yes, that would be an option,
Yeah.
yes. And I know it's late in the tourism season this year, so, but next year or whenever you all get ready, if there's any way the sheriff's office can help in providing that extra security, I'll be happy to work with you. Just let me know.
Okay, and my apologies. When we were trying to get security, this seemed like the quickest, easiest way for me to get that up and going. Didn't realize that it was going to create the issues it did, but my apologies to you, and thank you for taking time to meet with me.
All right, thank you.
Next will be emergency management. We've got a request to bid a drone.
Morning. Yes, Chief Baker during the fire at the SRT building lost the vehicle he utilized to move their drones from location to location, and he's like to request permission to bid the vehicle out. Of course, no monies will be spent until the insurance comes back in. The insurance money comes back in.
Motion.
Second.
Have a motion by Ranshaw, a second by Strunk. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And then we have our treasurer's report. You got a couple items, Joan, here to present.
I actually have 3 items. The first item I have would be the bill list.
Received a copy of the bill list. Have any questions? I would entertain a motion to accept it.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Wilson, second by Strunk. Have any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
The second item I have would be the bank reconciliation for the month of July.
Received a copy of the bank reconciliation. What would be your pleasure there?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Turpin, second by Strunk. Any further discussion?
I have a question.
Sure.
On the American Relief Plan Act Bank reconciliation, it shows a credit of $1,225,150.
Yes, sir.
Do you know, I don't know what that it was for.
First and Farmers Building.
First and Farmers Building
Yes, sir.
is being paid out of that.
Yes,
So-
sir.
So we're paying cash, and it won't be no bond or anything?
No, sir.
For First and Farmers, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any further questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries.
The last item I have would be fund transfers. These will denote the occupational tax transfers that are currently already in the budget. If you'd like me to read out the amounts, I will, just for sake of that. Doesn't matter. It's up to you guys.
Motion to accept.
Second.
A motion by Strunk, second by Wilson. Have any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries.
Thank you. That's all I have.
We need to make a motion on our flex fund money.
Now, I think we send this to Frankfurt first, right, Joan? Is that how we process?
If you all would like to, you're welcome to. That way, you've got it in, but due to, sorry, Ross.
But due to the fact that everything has to go through the state, we have to send in a correct format with the request, and then they go inspect, and then they send in out the proper
We can go ahead and get
paperwork.
started right now without it.
Pardon?
We can go ahead and get started sending all that in too.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Get that process started, because we'd like to get all these done this fall while they're still paving. So we're gonna try to get that done, so y'all can start seeing blacktop going down in your districts. Next then, like I mentioned earlier, we have Sheila Eaton here today. She's representing Over My Head Shelter, and I know you're doing a lot of hard work over there, and appreciate you coming in. You're welcome to approach the court here. And
Thank you for allowing me to be here today. I am presenting an invoice, actually, in the form of a letter. If it's okay, I'll just read that. It's very short. Just please allow this letter to serve as a request for $10,000 for Over My Head in Somerset. Your previous donations have helped many people in the past few years to transition from being on the streets to having a job and residence. We appreciate your help and will continue to strive to meet the needs of those who are struggling in this manner. Once again, we are truly thankful. And we really are. You all have been great. And I apologize, I didn't have copies of these for you all. I'm not familiar with court protocol, thankfully. I hope I never become familiar with it. But we are very grateful. And I did not realize the billing policy. Spoke to Mike Strunk, and he explained that mid-June was when I should have had this turned in. Was not aware of that. I think Steve Hall had probably bailed me out over past years by coming to court and presenting. So next year I will have
And
it.
just for future reference, I think our treasurer would like to see these in March, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because she's,
okay.
because she starts working on the budget, getting everything together and trying to get our line items in
That's
March. And so the earlier the better, but definitely before we pass the first
Before
reading.
July.
You know, because it's,
I will. Right.
just a question, in years past, what was the funding amount that we had provided for Over My Head? You remember?
So we're a little higher.
whatever amount you'd like to send there, over my head.
We've done that in the past, right? Same amount?
We've done, she said 6,500, we've done up to 10,000.
What can we do? I mean,
Do we have any extra funds in that?
I mean, that's up to you guys.
Just asking.
I can't make that decision, Mark.
I mean, I'm just asking, is there extra funds available in that part of the budget?
It's tight.
It's tight.
Probably won't be extra, it would have to be I don't know if you'd make a fund transfer, is that how we'd have to do it from somewhere else, or? Say the LGEA fund is probably exhausted, but I don't know if we can do that out of another fund or not, I think we can.
Can I just say, is it too late?
No, go ahead, just come to the,
I feel like that we take some burden off of the county and in the city, and our funding, it's all donations. And we operate on a very small budget. We don't pay, we have a lot of volunteers, we have very few paid people. So I feel like that we are doing our county a favor. We are helping out in areas that might fall on the responsibility of the sheriff or the county attorney, maybe, or, you know, I do feel like if you can, it is a good thing. We obviously have not helped everyone that's come through, but we have helped a lot of people, and a lot of those are children. Being able to get a child in a more stable environment, to me, is worth a lot, so.
Do we need to pass this today, or can we kind of look at the budget and see
Well,
what we can work with? or-
my understanding was that you all were pretty close to being
We are.
exhausted on your funds, right?
Yeah, the city did, we did get funding from the city last week, and that will carry us for a little while. But basically, the city and what you all give, it pretty much carries. We do fundraisers, of course, but it's always, will we make payroll next week? And so, you know, it's.
I mean, pretty much, I mean, we're gonna be getting some money back from the FEMA, but, you know, we were hoping to be able to use that for blacktop, obviously, if we got any extra, but, you know, that would be one. What's that?
Can
It
we
has to go
do,
back under road? Okay.
can we do like the 6,500, like we always, and then look and see if we've got room for more later? Is that all right with you guys?
It sounds good to me. I mean, I think it's important. I think we need to
I think
help
it's
them
an
out.
important deal, yeah.
If we could do the same as we did last year, and then see if we can work out some more for them, I think it would be a good idea.
Make a motion, we do the 6,500 right now. and-
Is there any way to use some of the CARES Act money for that kind of support?
I'll have to just discuss that probably with the
Done.
treasurer, how to do it, once you all decide if you wanna spend it.
Second.
Motion by Strunk, a second by Wilson. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Sheila, thank you, and we'll try to look at this and see if we can reach your point that you asked for, but we'll help you with 6,500 right away.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Well,
Kelly, I have a matter here on behalf of the jailer. It's a bid that they advertise for bids for e-cigarettes. And so they got one bid in from Crossbar, so I'll let Jailer talk to you about that and present it to fiscal court.
This is the same company that we had been going with. They were the only one that bid it. Basically, they're $3.89 each. We have to bid these once a year in order to be in compliance with audit. So if y'all's recommend, or your
Motion to accept bid.
Second.
we have a motion by Strunk, second by Turpin. Is there any further discussion?
That's paid out of your commissary fund,
Yes.
right? Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Thank
Motion carries. Thank you. No further business. Would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Wilson, second by Strunk. Discussion? All in favor?
No.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.